Hello everyone, how you doing? Welcome to Is It For You, the show that will make or break your decision to buy a game. I decided that this January shall be known here in my channel as the Kingdom Hearts January, as this month we will only be having here Kingdom Hearts related videos. Anyways, let's start this. Today we'll be looking at Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, a full remake of Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, and Kingdom Hearts 1 direct sequel. Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories was a game released for the Game Boy Advance, and for that hardware I will admit that it looks amazing. The version that we will be talking is, like already mentioned, the full remake of said game. It was first released for the PS2 in Japan on March 29, 2007, alongside Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, and at a later date on the US. Sadly, it never released in Euro, and I do know how much I suffered. This, however, was fixed when Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 Remix released for the PS3 worldwide. This game, alongside most of the other Kingdom Hearts games, will also be available for the PS4 early 2017. Like with the original Kingdom Hearts, I'll be using the PS3 version as base. Before moving on, this episode will be divided into two parts. The first one will have the biggest focus though. I'm doing this in order to completely remove the chance of giving away spoilers. If you already played the game, you'll probably know what I'm referring to. Anyways, let's do this. Our story begins right after Kingdom Hearts 1 left us off. Sora, Donald, and Goofy are looking for Riku and King Mickey. After running after Pluto for a while, they find themselves at the doorstep of a big mysterious castle. And what do? We invade the property, of course. What do you think we are? People with the notion that we should invade someone's castle? The trio decides on entering the castle, and by doing so... what were we doing again? Oh yeah, we were invading someone's property? Inside the castle, they are confronted by someone in a coat, and not only that, by stepping into this place, we have forgotten every single ability that we once knew. We are told by this sketchy fellow that we are in Castle Oblivion, and that everything in this place is ruled by cards. This being said, he gives us a set and we are ready to embark in our adventure. This game uses a floor mechanic, and each floor is a different world. You can choose the order of these with the cards that you are given. This ties into the gameplay, so let's go there! Like mentioned, cards rule over the castle, and every action requires one to be used. Contrarily to the other Kingdom Hearts games, the battles in this one take place in a separate area, like in many other RPGs, but still do retain most of Kingdom Hearts' gameplay. With Sora, you can jump and dodge roll out of battle, and inside one, you can do the same. These movements don't require the use of cards. Still, in battle, you can also move around your deck with the D-pad and stack up cards. When moving around the world, you will notice that it's divided by rooms, and to be able to go to another room, you will need to find a door and present it with a card and a number. This will dictate what the next room is. It can be a room with harder enemies or even a save room, and you can get more cards for these doors in almost every battle after you finish it. When entering a battle, you will have control over Sora and over your deck. Every single attack, magic, or item requires a card, and these have numbers. These go from 0 to 9, and this is very important to keep in mind during fights. At every given moment, you only have a card or set of cards in play, enemy attack or your own. This means that if you attack, only your own attack will be hitting, but this is when the number takes effect. If you use a card with the number 5 for example, and the enemy is 6, he will break your action and he will attack you. You can also do the same, of course. There is an exception though, cards with the number 0. These are like a double-edged sword. They break and can be broken by any number. Aside from the regular use for the cards, you can also create slates. These consist of you stacking up to 3 cards and can be used to unleash crazy powerful combos. The number of these cards are also added up and can create numbers higher than 10. The only enemies that can use these techniques are the bosses. When they use it, the number 0 card comes really in handy. You'll also from time to time find enemy cards that they drop in the end of the battle. These will give you special abilities when used. I also kinda forgot, Donald and Goofy can aid you in battles, as their cards will appear from time to time around the battlefield. All this said, how do I equip these cards? And what about the Keyblades? Chain of Memories handles this with a deck system that you can fully customize, bearing in mind that you have a limit to this. Every Keyblade, magic, summon, item, and enemy card can be equipped at the cost of CP. For every card and its number, this cost varies. But Kami, you ask, how do I get these cards? And is there a way to get more CP? Let me explain. You get new cards from various places. You can break boxes and get new ones by entering special rooms with Moogles. These are known as the Moogle rooms. These guys give you a free booster when you enter and you can buy more with Moogle points. These points can be found everywhere just like cards in the wild. Relating the second question, yeah, you can get more CP. How? By leveling up! Each enemy you face will drop EXP crystals and when collected will make you level up. When you do, at the end of the battle, you will be able to choose either more HP, CP, or even sometimes new slates. That was a lot of explaining, but I do think that I touched upon the most important thing. Believe me, this system might seem intimidating at first, but it is the most strategic one in the whole series, and I find it amazing. Now would be the time for the music, but like I said before, this video is kinda divided into two, and even though I don't consider this a spoiler, I mean, I do think it's in the cover of the games, but I could be mistaken. I will give you a warning and jump to this part of the video to completely avoid it. If so, your next segment will be the music. To the ones that stayed, this segment here is dedicated to our second playable character. That's right! Riku will be joining Sora, but only after you finish his story mode. This mode here is called Reverse Rebirth, and you take exclusive control over Riku here. He also has the right to have a story mode, so let's take a quick look at it. Riku's story begins with him awakening Castle Oblivion to the voice of someone that mocks the boy. This makes him want to figure out what's going on and the darkness that surrounds him. When done with this, you are thrown into the game itself. This mode is way shorter than Sora's and can be completed really quickly. As Sora goes up in floors, Riku goes through basements, but in the end of the day it's the same mechanic of world choosing. However, the gameplay changes quite a bit when you enter a world. Gone is the deck building and its place. In every world you are given a pre-made deck. Some are good and others not so much. This does mean that you won't meet any Muggles in his story mode. The world navigation is the same as Sora, but the fights introduce some new things. Riku can have duels with enemies, and these can be triggered when you and the enemy play a card with the same exact value. If you win the duel, you'll unleash a powerful combo, but if you lose, you get staggered for a little bit and will be open to attacks. The other added mechanic is the Dark Power. Once the number next to Riku's health hits 30, you'll be thrown automatically into Dark Mode. And with this comes a new added power, different combo, and slates that only Riku can use in this mode. If you take too many hits however, you'll revert back to the normal mode. And yeah, this is basically Riku's mode. Now we can join to the other guys that skipped this segment and talk about my Yoko Shimomura. The music in this game is in all honesty a rip-off of the first game. I say this jokingly, but the thing is, not many new tracks exist here, but I wouldn't say that this is a bad thing as the soundtrack is phenomenal, just like I said in the Kingdom Hearts 1 video. I simply don't have much more to add here, aside from the fact that I want to marry Yoko and wake up every day to her beautiful face. In the end of the day you might be asking, is this game for me? Do you want a super engaging and strategic gameplay, a completely amazing soundtrack and a story that is quite fun and needed for Kingdom Hearts 2? If so, this game will most likely be for you. Alright guys, this is all the time that I have for you today. I really hope that you enjoyed and that I was hopefully able to help you decide. I'll be seeing you next time. Until then, bye bye!